Hello. Hello. I'm Sandy Walden from Serenity, your master grief coach and master grief coach trainer. Ooh, I'm sitting outside in the screen room because it's a beautiful morning. The trees in the distance are swaying, and I love seeing those leaves move and to hear them. Do you hear the cicadas? Hopefully, they're not distracting. It's a wonderful morning. There was a time when I wondered if I'd ever be able to say, it's going to be a grand day. How about you? When we are dropped into that place of grief, it may feel as though we will never, can never experience the calm pleasure of a hot cup of coffee, the peace of simply enjoying the movement of the trees, the sound of the birds and the cicadas, the feeling of joy in our lives, small or great. Grief. I think of it as a place that we're dropped. Grieving. That's an action word, isn't it? And it does take a choice. You have choices. Now, I want to talk to you about the 12-week grief healing groups. I ask for a commitment for anybody who joins these groups. These groups are deliberately kept small. It's because I want each and every person there to be heard and to have the ability to share their own experience. Each and every week, I cover a very specific topic. You receive a meditation and journal prompts, and I put together a private Facebook group where you are asked to participate at least twice a week. I don't care if you spend 2.5 minutes there or hours. It's up to you. But there's a commitment. Why? Sometimes someone will say, isn't it enough that I want to feel better? And that's an amazing place to start. I honor that. And yes, that can be enough. Why commitment? Because when we invest our time and our heart, our determination, it matters to us as well as those who are participating in this group with us. Now, I've run these groups, they've been through a few cycles. In fact, there's one group of people who's going through their third cycle. And none of these people knew one another before they came together for these 12 weeks of working together. But what happens is that when I ask you each week to listen to the meditation at least once, if you want to listen to it 4 times a day, awesome. If you decide to listen to it once during a week, wonderful. There's a reason. Now, I'm also a trained hypnotist, so each meditation that I create is done very deliberately to help bring you to a place of calm and to help your subconscious guide you to a place of healing. Each and every week, that meditation is focused very deliberately on a specific topic, as is, as are the journal prompts. Forgive the bad grammar. The journal prompts are something else I ask you to commit to either write about the thoughts that are coming up, whether you read the journal prompts and simply ponder them while you go through your day, or you use them for writing, is up to you. But I ask you to commit to at least reading them and thinking about them. Commitment. Why do I ask you to come to the group at least twice and share something? big or small. It can be what you're making for dinner. It can be an experience that's knocked you off kilter. It's up to you. Because when we commit to sharing, big or small, we are allowing ourselves to receive. We're allowing ourselves to receive support as well as processing. Every step of this 12-week program is designed to not just see the topics, but to explore them, to process the sadness, the pain, all of the things that come with grief. Sometimes we think that, okay, grief, I'm focusing on grief that's been caused by death, but it doesn't stand alone. For instance, I experienced profound grief when my son Mike died at the end of 2010. Absolutely. It does not stand alone. Along with it came many, many layers. Some of those layers are things that bubble up about anger, feelings of betrayal, abandonment, feeling of judging myself or others about laughter or joy or feeling judged. When we go through these weeks, we address all of these things in whatever way they're showing up for you. There's no judgment. There are no comparisons. The only structure I have put in as far as who can participate is that you are grieving a death. Whether it is a parent, a spouse, a child, a friend, someone that you knew in a very remote way, but the loss of which is touching you deeply. There are many things that come with this. Sometimes there's loss of finances, relationships are impacted. We might feel emotions that we don't expect. We come together to dive in, to explore, to process. This isn't just about churning up and saying, oh, yeah, that's awful, although everything is acknowledged. It's about saying, that's awful. Let's take a look at it and begin healing it. When I say we are processing, I mean it very, very sincerely. I ask you to commit to your own healing because it matters so very much. And that can feel like way too much sometimes. But here's something I know. The people who join these groups are very raw, in deepest pain. And oftentimes, when they feel as though it's too much to address their own pain, they're able to reach out a loving hand to commit to supporting the other people in that group. That's a beautiful thing. Because each and every time we reach out our hand and our heart to supporting someone else, we deepen our own healing. Maybe it's sort of a byproduct, right? This is not about putting anybody else ahead of us. It's about walking hand in hand, arm in arm, each and every week. So part of this is that each and every week we have a 2-hour gathering via Zoom. We address the topic that's coming up. And if there's something else that needs to be addressed, that is too. These groups are closed, meaning that nobody else can just drop in. The groups are very specifically only for those who have registered and signed up, who are willing to make the commitment to themselves and to their companions on this journey. Like I said, there's one group that is now entering their 3rd round. These are wise, intelligent people. They don't do it because it's the fashionable or fatty thing to do. They're doing it because they recognize how much healing has happened for them, and they recognize and appreciate the power of walking with others, the bonds that have formed in the groups that have happened. I can't even begin to explain to you. The connections between these people are so strong. They may have begun because of grief that they are each experiencing, but they are much deeper than pain. These are actually close, caring relationships now. They continue to make a commitment to one another, and by doing so, they're healing their own hearts. And there's another wonderful thing that happens when we make that choice to our own healing, to commit to diving in. Like I say, whether it's a few minutes a day or hours, that's up to you. But when we make that choice, everybody around us benefits as well. Our family members, our friends, our colleagues at work, our neighbors, anybody with whom we are interacting. Those ripples on the pond that we hear about all the time, they extend. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. My evening group has filled. I still have openings in a group that will meet on Wednesdays from 1 to 3 Eastern Time, so think New York time and adjust accordingly for your schedule. If there are more requests for another evening group, I'm absolutely open to putting it together. Here's the deal. This is beginning very soon. Very, very soon. I'm going to beginning I'm going to be beginning these groups on Wednesday, September 8th. Consider this. Reach out. What would it be like to welcome healing into your heart, into your life? What will it be like to feel a little bit of relief? To consider the person that you love so much with more joy. This is never about denying the pain. This is about expanding, about processing that pain in safe, healthy ways and making room for what feels better. This is about walking that path through grief into healing. I'd love to have you join me. If you'd like more information about this, send me a private message or visit my website at www.sandywalden.com. Time is short. There's not many spaces left. I invite you to commit to your own healing because you deserve it. I'm Sandy Walden from Serenity, your Master Grief Coach and your Master Grief Coach Trainer. Namaste.